Nick Explicit, a multi-talented South African creative. He's a musician, radio presenter on 947, property entrepreneur, and multimedia designer. From his start at UJFM to hosting Top 40 Vibes on 947, Nick's won radio awards, dropped music under Les Artistes Records, and manages properties with PN Commercial. Passion, hustle, and good vibes. That's Nick Explicit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our amazing guest to Conversations with Kim and Kwaledi podcast.
Rita.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, and how are you?
Good, good.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah. Season 2.
Yes.
This is where it kicks off.
Yeah. Conversations with
Kim and Kwaledi. Yeah, we're on. Yes. Our guy is taking pictures there.
Of course, I was that.
Our own AI guy. How's it, Web?
I'm good, man.
Are you well?
I'm super.
Firstly, we want to thank you for setting this up.
No, thank our guest for allowing us to come here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most welcome. Anytime.
Yeah, they said we welcome anytime.
Anytime.
No, don't say anytime. Don't say anytime. Don't put me under the bus now. I just said anytime when I'm here.
Yes, when you are here.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
welcome.
great. Thank you.
By the way, how was the trip driving all the way here?
Yesterday I was tired. I was supposed to arrive last night.
Okay.
But I got tired because of exam. Sure, I was writing a very hectic exam.
Oh, all right.
So
Have you
I
passed?
decided, of course.
Oh, okay.
This is me.
Oh, all right.
So I slept in Polokwane, drove in this morning, and
Yeah.
it was beautiful until
Alright.
I got stuck in traffic around Mall of Africa.
Okay, welcome to Joburg.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Are you well?
All right, I'm good. I'm excited. I just want to jump into it.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
let's go.
But before I do that, I need to read this. And he's going to literally tell us if we have butchered this or
Oh,
none
no.
of this exists. Or not. He'll tell us.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nick Explicit. Am I saying properly, right?
Yes.
All right. Is a multi-talented South African creative, a musician, radio presenter, property entrepreneur, and multimedia designer. Original from Johannesburg, matriculated at Highlands North Boys in 2004. He went to study multimedia design and web development at college campus. Nick began craving out a name in radio with UJFM. What was UJFM before? Rao, okay.
Oh.
Where he became a 5-time MTN Radio Award nominee and won Best Presenter and Best Field Reporter on campus. Wow. All right. He then joined Prime Media Broadcasting 947, where he's been on air since 2014, currently hosting shows like Top 40 Vibes, which I was listening to as I came here, as well as Daybreak. Simultaneously, he continues to create music under Les Artistes, he will confirm that, records, and manage a commercial property portfolio with PN Commercial. Known for his playful energy on air, he blends passion for music, broadcasting, entrepreneurship, and everything else he does. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Nick Explicit.
I'm curious, is that what my credit report says? Because there's stuff you're digging up there that I'm like, whoa, I've never included that in any of my public profiles.
It's there.
Oh,
It's
it's
public domain.
Virgo.
That's all we got. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Virgo,
yeah.
thanks to Virgo.
We got an AI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got an AI that gave us all
wow.
this. Let me tell you this though. I was saying to Webster when I was driving here, and I said, Nick, radio is the theater of the mind, they say, right?
Yes.
I've listened to you. Because I've got small kids, we listen to 947.
Of course.
We don't listen to
Of
any.
course.
And then now I listen on Saturdays when we drive, whether we're going wherever, but I've never actually seen your face. I literally saw your face 5 days ago when Webster said, no, Nick has
Nick
agreed,
Explicit.
or a couple of weeks or so.
Yes.
And I'm like, let me Google who's this person, because I always just hear his voice. Now I've put the voice, and
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Raised in Joburg,
Okay.
but originally born in the Soviet Union, which would fall under Russia.
Okay.
Yeah, we came here in 1992, and so this became home. So
How
this
old are
became
you?
home.
How old are you?
And
6 and a half, 7
Oh.
probably. Yeah, so I did all of my schooling here.
Okay.
This is
Perfect.
where it all started, and the love for radio has always been from here. I mean, my mom would always tell me, like, when I was much younger, there was always the musical influence. There was playing the piano.
Oh.
There was so the art was always there. It was just a matter of which field are you going to go into that you feel most comfortable with.
Perfect.
So for me, radio has been a passion. I'll tell you, I remember being young and we were growing up, and we didn't have a TV, we had a radio. And the one thing I would constantly do is, and it was one of those old radios where you had
you have to
you had the thing that you tune.
Yes.
And I would jump through different programs, and it was interesting to hear what was on radio. I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of 5FM, so guys like Alex J.
Alex J, I used to love Alex J.
And what a legend!
What a legend!
And then more towards the end of my primary school days, YFM was a big thing. So YFM had blown up.
Oh, okay.
And I had gone to a multiracial school, and these guys were saying, "Yo, you got to listen to YFM. It's the new big thing." And then I started tuning in, and then started hearing guys like Fresh, Unati, Bad Boy T, AK, Rude Boy Paul.
Rude Boy Paul.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about the name changes. I know they've gone through name changes now. Now it's Thomas. It's no longer Bad Boy T.
And he doesn't seem to like it enough.
And for me, I remember like hearing them, and I thought to myself, these guys are they break all boundaries and all landscapes of what radio. Radio should be. You should have that voice. You need to sound a certain way.
Yeah.
These guys were the complete opposite, and I thought to myself, if they can do it, so can I. And there was a huge influence of that. Then I got introduced to house music with Fresh House Flavor.
Oh, okay.
So
all the way from one house flavor.
Yes. But I'll actually tell you my first record that I ever bought. I think it was Mysterious People, Love Revolution.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the biggest songs off of Fresh House Flavor.
I remember where I was that time, but I was very young.
I'm here
I was very young, but
so out of place. Because I don't remember any of this.
I remember,
but I like you telling us about it. Yes.
Yeah, so that was like the beginning, and so growing up in like it was like first Joburg CBD, then eventually we moved to an area called Yeovil.
Oh, okay.
And the internet was coming up, and the internet was big back then. Yeah. So the thing with the internet was we needed something on a Friday to get away. And one of my friends said to me, "Yo, there's this internet cafe. It was called Milky Way Internet Cafe. It was at a place called Times Square.
Sure.
But it was all the way on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, it was like 15 or 20 rand for the whole month. And then Fridays was like youth night. You can come, you can surf the net. So, instead of having an encyclopedia, you had this world that you were now chatting to people. And while we were doing all of that, there were these DJs that would come in and they would play off of vinyl.
Sure.
And
while you're in the internet cafe, now you've got these
and these guys would just casually just play Friday nights, and it always intrigued me, like these guys are mixing songs off of vinyls. And then they had a DJ school.
Oh, okay.
And I think by then I was like grade 8 or grade 9, and then they said, look, we're going to take 10 students who want to learn how to DJ, and you fill in the form and do your profile, and I did that.
Yeah.
And I was one of the lucky ones to be picked.
Wow.
And
how old are you at this stage now?
I'm thinking
15, 14.
No, younger than that.
Sure.
I was 13, probably 13 going on to 14.
Okay.
And there was this guy called Temba, not Euphonic Temba, there was another Temba.
Okay.
And there were graffiti artists as well, I remember at the time, and we started learning how to make songs.
On vinyl.
On
vinyl, yes.
Yeah. If you can mix on vinyls,
then you are pro.
So they were telling us you need to, get vinyls and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, and vinyls were pricey back then. And then you needed a needle, and then you needed this, and then you needed that.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we do this, I think it was a 10-week course. Every Saturday for 2 hours you DJ and they teach you. And then the final class was you mixing.
Oh.
And I remember leading up to that week, I got the worst flu. You know that flu that's it's here, it's here, it's here.
The COVID time.
This is before COVID. I was 14. There was no COVID. So I go and I mix, and my ears are blocked, and I can't hear. And I remember them looking at me, and they asked me. They said, "Are you alright?" And I said, "Guys, I've just got this flu," and I was like, "I can't hear." So they were like, "Okay, cool." Then, like, I think 3 days later, I got better. I went to Timber, and I said, "Timber, I said, can I please do..." Because we were recording it.
Okay.
And he says to me, "Okay." He says to me, "Come Thursday, 5 o'clock, you can record." And I recorded my set, and then they said, "Nice, love it, perfect." And then the love for music mixing came in.
Sure, okay.
So when that came in, I was like, okay, the DJing thing sounds like a good idea. But for a 14, 15-year-old, you need a turntables.
Yeah.
And Webster will tell you the best you can get is Techniques SL1200s.
Oh, yeah. I've got a picture of him with
nothing
that.
beats that. And they were completely out of my price range. I mean, I'm still in primary school.
Yeah.
Then the Gemini 626 mixer came out. I remember seeing Osquito playing off of it, and I was like, I want this mixer.
Nick, while you're going at it, and so interrupt you there. Where's mom by the day? Mom, dad?
No.
Are they supporting you?
So mom, single parent, mom.
Yeah.
Mom's here. Mom's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad remained in Russia. He had no interest, so he kind of like decided that that's my life. And I was like, okay, cool. So
But also, before you go on, Nick, sorry to cut you off. We need to know your name, your Russian name.
Oh, Nikolay.
Nikolay.
So Nick is short for Nikolay.
Oh, Nikolay, that's the name?
Karaush.
Okay, we got it right.
Yeah, we did get that right.
Yeah, we got it right.
Okay.
So also, like, I needed something that was, we'll get to the name, by the way.
Okay,
I'll tell you
all
how
right.
the name came up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Continue, yes.
So
You
want to get
requested to-
so I want to do the stuff, and I know mom can't afford this, and there was we were 3 kids.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, 4 with my younger brother, who's technically my nephew, but he was raised like by my mom. So
okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
you know, in anybody's culture, the grandmother is the mother. So
Mother,
we'll
yeah.
say mother.
Yes.
Yes.
So there was 4 of us, and I was like, hey, to go and ask for turntables is out of the price range.
Hey.
So I was like, I'll keep playing here and I'll figure it out. And then rap was picking up at that time as well. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So Squatter Camp, Cut and Join had come
Yeah.
out. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, who are these guys? And this is now a transition from primary school into high school, which is Highlands
Yeah.
North.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the rap thing was becoming big. And then one of the guys who was my senior, I think it was a year or 2 ahead of me, I think a year, was Osmic, who does Back to the City. So he would always rap, and I was like, yo, I want to learn this thing. And then I started learning how to rap.
Are
and I
you
was
now
like,
moving from the turntables to rap now?
no.
Oh,
So,
you're
so
juggling
I'm
everything.
kind of like, well, let me try this, but I'll still play house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I want to do both, but I never told him because back then, you're a rapper who's playing house, so you're a sellout.
Yeah, you gotta
So you were a
choose.
sellout. So
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, do not tell anybody I DJ. Shh. So then the rap thing comes in. And so I start picking it up in high school, and then it's kind of like, oh, well, it's good, and it's a passion, and it's working. And at the same time, still trying to play house music.
Yeah.
And so for those that know, Highlands North Boys High is in Highlands North and near Orange Grove.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So Orange Grove had
Yeah.
this house, but it wasn't any house. It was House Africa Records.
Sure, okay.
So it was on the corner, and they sold vinyls. So House Africa Records was there, and when I found out, I started calculating. I was like, okay, transport is 30 rand a week that I get.
I wanna start saving money.
If I don't take the bus all the time, I can get maybe 2 vinyls a month.
So walk home.
So walk from Highlands North to Yeovil.
yeah, so far.
I was,
I'm just saying.
it's like a 9-kilometer walk, but it's a walk.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. So, second week you save up. I'd remember you'd walk into House Africa on a Friday and it was full. There's always DJs.
Yeah.
And there's crates and there's turntables everywhere, and everybody's going, listening. I remember running into Dino Bravo there.
Sure.
And but I didn't know
Yeah.
Dino personally then. And then Dino's looking for vinyls, and then they would categorize them. So there'd be like 40 rand vinyls, 20 rand vinyls, 80 rand vinyls, and then there's the new releases which are behind the deck.
More expensive, right?
Yeah, those are the ones that you're like, you're gonna pay like 120 a vinyl. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, look at my money. Okay, I've got about 60 rand. What can I do? Let's start with the 20 rand section, and then you start.
Get about
Yeah,
2
yeah, yeah.
3
Yeah,
years.
then you're like, okay, but I don't like these. They're not gonna make part of my set.
These are empty vinyls.
No,
No,
they're
no.
recorded vinyls,
Recorded
so they've
vinyls.
already got the music
Yeah,
on them.
yeah,
yeah.
And so the cheaper vinyls were second-hand vinyls.
Yeah.
DJs used them; they didn't want them anymore.
Then
then you
but
can
could
trade them in.
Could you rewrite on them?
No.
Oh, okay.
So once it's been written,
It's
that's the
fine.
song that you get.
Okay.
So I start looking, and then it would be like, okay, pick one vinyl here, pick one vinyl there, and then slowly start building up the vinyl collection, slowly, and then walking home
Yeah.
with these 3 vinyls in my hand, feeling like, yo.
I won.
Yeah.
Not realizing, and Webster will tell you this, 3 vinyls,
Yeah.
at best, you would probably get maybe 12 minutes.
Yeah.
12 minutes of music. That's it.
Remember,
Serious?
vinyls is 1 song per side, right?
Yeah.
One song per side, yeah.
So,
Funny
yeah.
thing is, one side is a hit, the other side.
Yes. It's always like, why did you put this here?
Yeah.
Sometimes you would get the a cappella on this side,
Yeah.
then you'd get the hits on the other side. And so that's what I started doing. I started, buying my own vinyls
Collecting.
while still focusing on the rap thing. So went through high school, matriculated.
Yeah.
Nick, this was the days when DJs would carry vinyls in a crate.
Yes, they
Like,
did.
you'd come to a gig with a crate.
with a milk crate. Yes.
Milk crate, yeah.
Yes, that's what we did.
Those milk crate, they put them line up in there, and then
That's what
you're
we
a
did.
DJ, you
Oh,
put
yeah.
it there.
Yeah, that's
the
what we
more
did.
milk crates, the more I guess you're gonna play more than 12 minutes.
Well, you didn't have a choice. And here's the other thing. They are heavy.
yeah,
The more vinyls you bring, the heavier it is.
yeah.
So
And the switch in between this vinyl and the next.
That was a
What
full-time
happens?
job.
It was a full-time
Yeah,
job.
you, by the way, so there was no software, there was nothing.
Yes.
If you ever saw a DJ doing this, that means that they were chasing the song because it's too slow, or if they're holding their finger, they're slowing it down because the song, and it was an actual art. You had to beat match by ear.
Yeah.
This is skill and talent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not only about playing music. There were
Yes.
times when you're playing outside, it's a bit of wind. You have 5 cent or 50 cent.
Yes.
You have to balance the needle.
On the needle, because the minute the wind blows, you hear,
Oh yeah, the needle moves.
Yes.
Yeah.
and club
Wow.
promoters hated that you would put a coin or something onto the needle because it wears out the needle quicker.
And it's their needle, by the way. that
Yes,
time.
so
Yeah.
you would
Yeah.
with the SL1200 you'd have to adjust the weight at the back.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you adjust the weight too light, it would do this. It would like play, it would lift up, play, lift up. So it's an art.
It's an art.
It's
yeah.
an art.
If you played on a vinyl,
So,
yeah.
but it was also hard. But I mean, it was so much fun because it took so much concentration, and you had to know your music.
Yeah.
All you're looking at is a vinyl just spinning and the needle getting closer on the inside, and you're like, it looks like there's this much of the song left.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a minute? Is that 2 minutes?
Would these days you'd get a set for an hour? Was it similar to what happens now when you go to sort of a club and?
Well, sometimes it would be an hour. Sometimes
Okay.
it would be an hour. It would be 45 minutes. It will also depend on how many vinyls you have.
Oh, okay.
So I normally say 30 minutes, guys. I don't have anything more than 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But,
Alright.
but what I want to know, Nick, is when you are switching from one song, let's say the 12 minutes is over, you must get in another vinyl. Does it go dead silent?
No.
No.
So you've got two turntables.
Oh.
We mix from one
okay.
turntable into the next one.
Into the next.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then from this one we mix back to this one.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
And you had to learn all this during your high school days.
yeah. But it was fun. I mean, look, it kept me out of trouble. I mean, if you
Yeah.
know Yeovil and the area that it is,
Yeah.
it
Has
was.
it always been like that in Yeovil, though?
Your village
Well, from the
changed.
time when I was there, it was. From the time I was there, it was.
Okay.
It was that. So it was
Yeah.
like predominantly we would either play soccer, and when we'd get the chance, we'd go and DJ, and we'd keep ourselves out of trouble.
And you had to build up yourself. You had to build up this character,
Yeah.
this talent, this skill. You had to learn and build up and
Yeah.
build up until where you are. But Nick, I'm interested in knowing when the switch came, because that is the vinyl era. Then now we had CDs.
Yes.
And we had, I mean, now we are on streaming line or
Yeah.
online, or we have got, there were USBs at
yes,
some
yeah.
point. Where were you during all these transitions?
I think the saving grace was, hey guys, here's CDJs. Here's a controller, which what they call
Yeah,
today is a
today
controller.
controller.
You connect it to your laptop and you can mix. So that was a saving grace. Like, yo,
Yeah.
finally,
Finally,
this DJ stuff
now
can
I
happen. And yeah, so
Yes.
that came a little bit later on. So throughout
Yes.
high school,
Yeah.
the DJing was there, but it was sort of like in the background. I was like, yo, I'll do it. And ended up taking a gap year because I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And in that gap year, I remember I was a waiter for 2 weeks. That's how bad it was, 2 weeks.
No, Nick is
what
better. I did it for a night. By the way, I want to tell you the story. I did it for a night. I saw when I woke up, I'm like, I am not going back there. Guys, it's being a waiter, I respect those people.
That's you're so right. That's me right now. So when I was a waiter, I remember they would pay you 20 rand a day.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys respect waiters from now on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah.
They would pay us 20 rand a shift. That's without tips.
Yeah.
And the beautiful part is that 20 rand gets cut in half because they take 10 rand for breakages.
Sure.
I was like, but guys, I'm training. I didn't break anything.
Sure.
Nope,
Sure.
we still have to take 10 rand. So after 2 weeks,
You're 20 rand.
I was like, there's a lot of 20 rands there. I mean,
And are you waiting for how long? Like how many hours averaging?
so I would
in a day?
average just to try and get my hours in. So first shift was from 10 in the morning until 5 in the evening, and then from 5 in the evening till 10 in the evening. So sometimes I'd stay there the full shift
Shoo.
and
That
make
was
my
hectic.
and by the way, and it's 20 rand for the whole day.
Yeah.
The
2 rand.
whole from
Yeah,
8
if you
to
do
10
a
PM.
double shift, you only get paid 20 rand.
Yeah.
The owner was like, no, I'm not paying you another 20 rand.
Yeah.
So
Hectic.
I was trying to get my hours in so that I could become a waiter, and I think the last week, it was like a Friday, I had gotten there, and I don't know, he was like upset. He was like, you, like, pack your stuff and leave.
Go.
Fired. So you're fired.
I was fired.
2 weeks.
Yeah, and I was like, I
You're
didn't break
fired.
anything. I was like, I didn't serve a table. I was here learning.
Yeah.
And I always say there's these moments that happen in your life that teach you
You're
like
being
your
tried.
trajectory.
Yeah.
So I was there and I was like, guys, here I am out of high school. I have a matric certificate. I have those certificates that says that I got full colors and I played sport.
Yeah, sports. Yeah. It's,
But
yeah.
none of this means anything in the greater
Yeah.
scheme of things. And I was
Yeah.
like, I need a qualification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to
Okay.
study something.
Yeah.
So then I started like looking around, and then eventually found College Campus in Randburg at the time.
Oh, okay.
And I fell in love with multimedia. I was like, it's fascinating, it's great, it's something. So I was like, okay, cool. I've got the rest of this year to start saving up and, get into varsity.
Yeah.
And during that time, I landed a better job, which also got me into property. So there was this elderly man.
A lot of independence, eh?
Wow.
Nick, at that
Hello.
point.
No, dude, my mom was there. I was staying with my mom.
Yeah.
So I was still staying with her, but I was like trying.
Independent thinking.
Yeah.
You know, you managed to save 30 rands from like you,
Yes.
you thought I must save, I must
Yeah.
walk. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of independent thinking.
Well,
that
you
is
want the
going
things.
on.
If you don't have it, you must make a plan. Crime wasn't an option. Crime wasn't
I
an
like
option.
it.
So tell us about then college campus.
So this was before college campus. So
No,
that
the
same gap year,
Yeah.
this elderly man owned a portfolio of properties, and he was constantly traveling between the UK and here and America. And, he was just living his best life.
Yeah.
And I would see him once every 6 months or whenever he needs to come here. And I had met him through a mutual friend of my mom's, and he says, look, can you do this? And I said, absolutely. And he says to me, okay, cool, I'll start you on the one property. This is what you got to manage. You got to rent this and this. And I said, okay, cool. And back in the day, you'd get paid by checks. So internet banking didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
So because he's not here for a good 6 months, he would write me out the ABSA checks.
Oh, okay.
Write them out with my name, amount, and then put July, August, September, October, November.
Okay, yeah.
And he
So
says-
you go and cash.
Yeah, and he says, you keep these checks. If you lose them, you lose your salary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd leave all the checks with my mom and only take the one that I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go stand in the queue, get to the front of the queue at ABSA, give them the
Cash
check, give them my ID. No, we need to phone.
Your parents. This is
No. The
Oh,
person who wrote the check, and I said,
yes.
you're gonna phone him, and he's in the UK or he's in the US, he's traveling.
Oh.
So they would cash the checks,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and
All
then
right.
from those checks, I started, saving up, saving up for.
college.
For college, and then the rap thing. I had met a phenomenal producer.
Yeah.
His name was D-Monks. So he worked with Outrageous Records at the time. So Outrageous gave us H2O, they gave us Proverb,
Oh, okay.
Subs, all of that. They were independent.
Yeah.
And I had said to him, I said, yo, I'd love to come and use the studio to record an EP and everything else. And he was like, okay, cool. So we started working together, and it was like mainly Saturdays. And then the one day he says to me, you know what? He says, what you're paying me and the studio time that you need is short. But I can't charge you more. So what I will do for you, you will record the demos I don't want to record.
Sure.
Wow.
So I was
and
like,
this
okay.
was rap music.
Yes, but it was terrible rap music. Let me just say, it was terrible rap music. There were guys that would come there. It was like 500 rand to record your demo, and you get like 2 songs,
Yeah.
and you pick beats or whatever, and you tell me, right, you're gonna record 1, 2, 3. You're here between 12 and 5.
Yeah.
Make sure you record all 3 artists, and then I'll mix it and master it. So I was doing that, and then I was coming back during the week to record my own material.
Oh. Okay.
So I started putting together an EP and trying to get that. And at the same time, I think it was just before I got into into college campus.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a competition that had come up. It was the Willard's Way with Words. There was this guy called Matthew, he was the promoter, and he was like, listen, I'm hosting these battles.
Sure.
The rap
And
challenges.
yes, and he said 10,000 rand is the prize. I thought, oh, this is money.
I'm jumping into this.
I was like, I'm jumping into this.
This one I'm doing.
This is
It
the one.
belongs to me.
And I'll tell you. So he then says to me, we need to promote this thing. And by the way, I'm not in radio. I'm about to start college campus.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he says to me, I need you to come to the SABC. I think Fresh had just moved there to do. Fresh had left Y to do
okay.
Drive at 5.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yo, Fresh said he wants to host this thing. He wants to interview me about these battles, but he asked to bring some rappers so that they can rap.
Oh, okay.
I said, okay, cool. I said, I'm there.
Yeah.
So we get there, and so he was like, Fresh wants a rap battle on air. But
Yo.
the guy who was supposed to come and battle me didn't rock up.
So you were alone?
So I was alone. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, cool. And Fresh,
Talk about
I'd
being
never
born
met
for
Fresh
something.
before. So this was the first time I meet Fresh.
Yeah.
And so Fresh introduces himself, and I was like, okay, cool. And by the way, back then it was just Explicit.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That was
All
like
right.
my rap name. It was Explicit.
Okay.
And so we jump on the mic, and he was like, "We'll do a freestyle." And then I was doing a freestyle, and he was like, "No, I can," and he was giving me words and whatever. And I remember Catherine Grenfell was standing next to me,
Yeah.
and she used to do traffic,
Yeah.
and she had the traffic report printed out.
Oh, okay.
So and I saw she kind of like just put it down, and she turned around for a second, and then while I'm doing this freestyle, I pick this thing up and I'm looking at it, and I start rapping about
Shit.
the traffic and Fresh was like,
Yo!
so I'm like, okay, cool.
Yo.
So
Yeah.
we wrap up the interview, and the battle happens in Melville. We go there. I was nervous. But I was like, okay, I'm ready for it. And we,
Yeah, you just killed something on radio.
Wow.
yeah, so it was a total of 32 guys that had, I think it was 32, because we cut down to 16, 16, 8, 8, 4, 2, and then, so anyway, I ended up winning this thing.
Wow.
So you got the 10,000?
Yes.
Wow.
So Matthew then says, listen, I'll square up with you, we'll pay you the 10,000 and whatever, cool. And I remember this was like my first big paycheck, and I was like, oh. I was like, what do I do with this money?
Yeah.
And then I remembered I was
And
like,
you didn't blow it.
no. Otherwise,
Wow.
if I did, this would be a Moja Love interview right now.
That's true. Can we take a break?
We can, yeah.
But when we come back,
Yeah.
I just want us to talk about how you seem to have been born for this. It's more like you were more attracting than just chasing. I mean, the competitor didn't come to the studio. What are the odds?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You actually seeing the traffic report and actually rolling out on the rap on it. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That is pure talent and attraction.
Thank you.
But
All right.
can we come back to
We'll take
it?
a few minute break and then we'll come back.
In this first span of 6 months when I had joined, the Radio Awards came up.
Sure.
We submitted for Radio Awards, and I was like, okay, whatever happens, whatever happens. And I get nominated. So we get nominated, this was the first 2 nominations. So we get nominated Best Drive Show, Best Drive.
The pentathlete, not defined by a single strength, but the master of many. Nimble on their feet, yet rapid in their charge. With perfect precision, excellent control, and miles of range. Why be good at one thing when you can be great at 5? The MG S5.
Yes, we needed the break
Oh, okay.
because Nick's story was giving me goosebumps.
Yeah, tell me.
Like, it's just a beautiful story. Listening to it, you start to realize that no, man, there's a lot that has gone down. And building up to Nick Explicit 947 in the afternoon, when we jam into you with our kids. We don't know that actually this has been coming since you were 7, 8 years old. So
So,
okay, we left off on the 10K. You won the 10K.
Yeah, so when I had won the 10K, the name Explicit, I needed something that would stand out. And at the time, I was predominantly more of a battle rapper.
Oh, all right.
And I needed something that could be intimidating. And so I was like, one day I was going through this, and I remember I was just going through CDs. I was like, I'll pick up something, and I kept seeing parental advisory, explicit
Yeah.
content. And I was like, let's go with explicit. And I was like, I will spell it exactly the same way. So it's not X, it's with an E.
With an E, yeah.
So then I was like, that's the name I'm gonna pick. So that's kind of like when I was doing the battles and being a battle rapper and a freestyler, that's the name that I went with.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
So win the 10K, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this money? It's a lot of money. And college campus came about, and I was like, well, I need to study. So I was like, okay, so I'm saving up. I was like, we can pay a deposit, and then I can pay monthly installments for my qualification. While I'm busy doing this, Rap Activity Jam, YFM days, Lee Kasumba, and I think it was AK, then it was Bad Boy T before that, DJ C Live were all there. So from time to time, they would throw and they'd be like, yo, come through freestyle, have a bit of a battle.
On air?
Yeah, on air.
Yeah.
So this was around the time, so I'm still working on my EP. It's not complete.
Okay.
I've kind of got an idea of where I'm going with it. Actually, I didn't. I was just recording songs. I was like, the more the merrier. It was like, I need a love song, I need a happy song, I needed this song, I needed that song.
Yeah.
And you meet all of these guys. So I met a guy called Sean Pages. Sean Pages gave me a couple of beats. We worked on that. Then because D-Monks was friends with Proverb, I was like, yo, can you ask Proverb just for a verse? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll get Proverb. And I ran into Reason.
Sure. Okay.
Reason at the time.
Yeah.
Reason is working with Proverb. They've got this great relationship. And we're all pursuing the same thing. We want to get signed. But nobody's saying, yo, we'll sign you.
Yeah.
This is my
And
first
you want to
job.
get signed by then?
Yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, I get signed, they shopper me with an advance, a young 200K, I'm good, I've got it,
You build up on this rap music.
but it's not happening. I'm speaking to Zeno, who owns Outrageous Records. He's, oh yeah, we've already got enough artists on the lineup. No, we're good. Show me what you can do. And so I end up at YFM, and I remember Reason came through with Proverb.
This was before UJ.
Yes, this was way before UJ. This is me studying, so UJ didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I'm there, and I think the manager's name was Baxter. So Baxter was managing Proverb, and then Baxter was managing Reason, and I meet Reason for the first time. But by then I had known. They were like, yo, listen, there's this kid from the East Strand, and he's a monster. So if you guys end up battling each other, just be careful. He's very good with his words. And I was like, okay, cool. So we go through this round. What they do is they pair you up with another rapper. You freestyle first.
All right.
You do a freestyle. I do a freestyle. Okay, you get 45 seconds each. C Live does the beat thing. You're like, okay, cool. And I think it was a 1 hour show. And then by 8 o'clock, so it starts at 7. By 8 o'clock, we have the battle.
Yeah.
So people phone in and they say, yo, I want to hear Explicit versus Reason.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, by that time, Reason was known as Reason the Mad Massacre.
Ooh, okay.
So I was like, okay, East Strand, Germiston, he's the vibe. And I'm like, okay, sharp.
Explicit versus Reason,
So
the massacre.
Reason and I, we battle each other.
Yeah.
And it's tough. But now I was not aware. I think Fresh was still doing, or Reason had been doing some work for Fresh in the form of these
Fresh is on
freestyles.
5FM, right?
Yes, I think he was at 5, or he had just moved to 5, where he was wrapping up. Yeah, I think he was already at 5.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware that Reason was more of a household name on YFM than I was. And then the lines light up, and I'm like, okay, I'm happy after my battle with him. I remember like sitting there, and I was thinking to myself, I need some, and I knew I was going to battle Reason. I knew it. And the callers are coming in, yo, Explicit and Reason. And then Lee's like, yo, we're going to take a song, and then we're going to have them go at each other. I'm thinking, I need something for this battle. I need something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I was like, I'm going to do 6 reasons why you can't win.
Yo.
So now I'm thinking of this.
Jeez,
I'm like, I'm going to do this countdown.
Yo.
Come in hot.
Yeah.
I remember when it hit me the most. So, you battle each other, and the whole battling thing was also from high school.
Yeah,
because
from
you
high
go to a
school.
boys' school,
and
you guara each other.
And
So
it's
this
there
one
during-
says this, your head is shaped like a helicopter, then you have to be fast with your responses.
Yeah.
Can't be
So
slow.
that kind of helped a lot. So Reason comes on, and I think the one line that he said to me, and that even hit me and it gave me chest
I
pains.
want to hear this.
He was like, I think he says, this homie's like Tony Braxton because you wasn't man enough for me.
Now it hits you.
And I'm there, I'm like, Dwayne, I gave you 6 reasons, and still, I was like, aye. So anyway, the callers come in, I lose that battle, but I'm so bitter, and I'm like, no, I didn't lose this, no, I didn't lose this. But it was like fine. But then Reason and I, you know, we shook hands and we're like, okay, cool. You know, somewhere along the lines we'll work together. Then I found out that he works with D-Monks and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then after the battle, like Reason actually, a couple of months later, he says to me, he was like, that was the one battle I had where I felt I won, but you killed me.
Yo.
Wow.
I was like, Reason, now can we go on YFM? Can you say
And you
that?
say that live on air.
Can you say, yeah. And I remember like it was such a cool battle, and I thought the one line that would win it for me, because I said to him towards the end, I said, because like Revlon hair products, I suggest that you relax. And then they were like, yo. So it was fire. It was fire. I mean,
Until he said you was not man enough for me.
So I mean, it was fun, and I mean, like to this day, Reason and I are friends. We respect each other, we love each other, and it was great. So then that happens. Now the name starts growing a bit more traction. Once again, social media doesn't exist. It's all radio. Hype magazine was a big deal there.
Oh yeah, Hype. Yeah.
So
Remember
Hype magazine. So Hype magazine picks up on this whole trend and everything else, and they start picking up, you know, and they start doing their unsigned top 5.
Sure.
Reason's there, I'm there, there's a couple
On
of other
Hype?
guys, yes. And I'm like, oh.
Dude, we used to cry to buy Hype magazine. I would be in high school and it would
with
be
the
like
CD, right?
Yeah, Hype.
So and also at the time I signed my publishing to Share. So there was a great guy called Karabo, and he was handling all of my stuff, and he was like, listen, you guys have to make sure that you get paid. You have to get paid and everything. So we worked together like extensively. Then the EP came out, and I started pushing it to everyone, and I was like, by the way, printing them myself. So I found a place. I was like, okay, there's a lot of places that print for you, but they were out of my budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you have to do crazy numbers like 100 or 1,000. And I was like, hey guys, where's this money coming from? There's no sponsor.
You'll be married.
Out of where, guys?
Yeah.
So I then started, okay, I'm going to drop off a couple of copies here, hopefully sell them there. Sell a couple here, sell them. And I was selling them like $30. It was costing me 18 Rand to print the CD, put the sleeve, get the CD. I remember buying a printer.
Yeah.
And the printer had a CD section where you could put a CD and you push it inside, and then you click and it prints on the CD for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So I was like, now I'm going to get professional looking CDs. And we started pushing the numbers, and the numbers weren't, I mean, listen, I didn't go platinum.
Yeah.
But it was good enough to make more. Make enough, make more. And how I met Webster was I was walking around Brightwater Commons at the time, or Waterfront as it was known.
Yeah.
And there was a hip hop shop called, I think it was Hip Hop Connection. So I dropped off a couple of copies for them. And then I saw these guys had like a CD store, and I was like, would you? And they were like, yeah, sure, we'll take it.
Oh, okay.
And then they stocked it, and then I would come in every month or two. Hey, how's the CDs going? Is there any sales? Yeah. I'm a Keep who were in Rosebank.
Sure.
Because YFM was at Rosebank, for those
Okay.
that might not know.
They
were in the mall.
Yeah.
The I'm a Keep store also sold CDs. So I dropped off a couple there.
Yeah.
And that was probably the best place, because they kept calling me and saying, listen,
We need more.
we need more,
stock,
we need
yeah.
more, we need more, we need more. So then I said, I remember I restocked them, and with Hip Hop Connection, my agreement was, when you sell a hoodie, can you maybe slide in a 30 Rand extra there for the hoodie?
Sure.
And
The
then
CD.
say, if you buy this hoodie, you get this free CD.
CD.
So then they were like, cool. And then we had a bit of a dispute, because the numbers that they said I dropped off didn't match the numbers that they had. So I was like, hey, these guys are now...
Yeah, I want
They're
you
now
to rip
to-
you
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
So that comes out, and so this is about, I think, second year of varsity, towards the end of varsity.
But let me ask Nick, where's DJing? The house
DJing,
DJ.
so that kind of like took a bit of a backseat now, because it's the
A
rap
proper
thing.
backseat, 'cause
The rap thing,
alright.
you know, I'm rapping in clubs, I'm picking it up. It's becoming more of a prevalent thing, and I thought, let me focus on this for now. The DJing, I was like, but it was always at the back of my mind. I want a DJ. I want a DJ. I want a DJ.
And the property management.
Oh, that's
the rental.
managing in the background. That's also
Wow,
that's like
okay.
happening while I'm studying.
Yeah.
That's
So
daytime,
you're doing
nighttime.
3 things.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
studying, property, and the
Music,
Music.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So the radio presenting thing hadn't come in yet. I
Yes.
wanted to, but it hadn't come in yet. So the EP comes out, and I remember emailing Fresh. And I said to Fresh, and this was like towards the end of my second year, we're about to graduate, diploma, what, and I was like, I have to pursue my degree as well.
Yeah.
And I messaged him, and I sent him an email, and I was like, not sure if you remember me, I came through for this battle. And I've got a EP. I wanted to drop it off by you. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Fresh then replies,
Sure.
says to me, yo, I'm in Miami at the moment. Send me your digits. When I fly back, I've got an idea. We need to talk.
Yo.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So, that time I'm with Bay, and I was like, oh, Bay, I was like, look, Fresh said, and she was like, okay. She's like, well, let's wait. Fresh arrives, I think, about a week or two later from Miami, because remember they used to do that music conference. They fly out to Miami and they meet other DJs. And he then says to me, I remember he phoned me, and it was a Thursday afternoon, and he says to me, yo, I got this idea. I don't know if you've heard about this weekly wrap-up thing that they do on E! Entertainment with this guy called Skills. I want something like that for my show. And he says to me, listen to it and then tell me what you think. I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, and I want it to be on my show.
Sure.
On his drive time show. So I was like, okay, cool. So and he says to me, oh, and come to studio tomorrow and let's record the first one. Just like, it's Thursday afternoon.
So it's not asking,
Friday
now he's
we're
telling you,
recording.
just come,
Wow, like
So I'm like, okay, cool. And when I got there, I was like, do you remember me? He was like, dude, he's like, of course I remember you, man.
Yeah.
Because it's always like,
You were
when you
very
meet
memorable.
someone, you always
Yeah.
think to yourself, do
They
you
don't
remember me?
me, yeah.
So this thing's happening now, and he says to me, what I want you to do is take the news, and I want you to rap about the news. But you've got a minute and 20 seconds.
You made an impression with the traffic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he says to me,
Nice.
but he says it needs to be up to date and as relevant content as possible. So I said, okay, cool, sharp. We record the first one. He loves it. Then it gave the birth to, now, guys, I'm like literally months away from graduating.
Yeah.
And it gave birth to the weekly wrap-up on the Fresh Drive.
Okay, yeah.
And,
5 FM, right?
Yeah, 5 FM, yeah.
5
And
FM.
then it started picking up. And what was really, really cool about Fresh, and a lot of people, don't know this, is that when I had started working on this stuff, he was like, yo, I will pay you to do this from my
own pocket.
I will pay you.
I've heard, yeah.
So he did that,
Did that.
and eventually 5 FM.
So the
gave me-
SABC wasn't paying you?
No,
You
no,
were-
no, no. The SABC
You had
was
no
like,
contract with them?
listen, you're also dealing with managers who don't necessarily understand the impact and the importance of something that's different. It's it's rap. How is this great for us? How
Yeah.
How
can
do
we?
you read news rap?
Yes.
You know?
Why should we have this? And
Yeah.
he believed in it, and he pushed it, and then eventually 5 gave me a contract,
Oh.
and Fresh still continued to top me up. Like I was happy I got a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is probably when I'm 21, 22.
Yeah.
Sure.
As I'm entering 5 FM, so I'm
Yeah.
still very young. First of all, I'm excited I got a job. Second, I'm excited I'm on radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third, I'm excited I'm working on the biggest drive show in South Africa.
Yeah,
Of
I
course,
was
yo,
big.
this is it.
That was big.
You're also
So,
working
and-
alongside Fresh.
Yeah, and the money
You know?
for me was like,
Yeah.
well, it's money. I guess I'm happy with it. And he said no. He was like, I will, whatever SABC is paying you, I will match it.
Sure.
And at first I was like, are you sure? He says, don't stress. He's like, I've got you. And then he matched me. He matched me for, we spent, I think it was 8 years. I think we worked together for 8 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
8 years of wrap-ups.
Yo.
He honored that agreement. He paid me every time, and he paid me extra.
Sure.
And then
no,
that,
no, no.
Wow,
Yeah,
like
that's fresh for you, yeah.
and that kind of like propelled my career. But before I went on air, we needed this persona.
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like there, and I'm like, it's explicit. It's radio people. How
radio.
Yeah.
now they're gonna think how I need something.
Yeah, this explicit.
And I'm sitting with Bay at the time, and she says to me, "What if we go Nick Explicit?" And I thought to myself, I was like, I actually like that. I was like, Nick Explicit. I was like,
Yeah.
it's like a persona.
Yeah.
Like it's the full thing. And I was like, okay, cool. Then I went on air and I said, Fresh, from now on it's Nick Explicit. He was like, love it. And at the same time, I remember chatting to Reason, because Reason was telling me, he was like, yo, dog. He's like, yo, I'm having to change my name because Reason the Mad Massacre. So he drops the Mad Massacre.
Oh, okay.
And he just remains Reason.
Reason.
Yes.
I don't
So
know the Mad
he
Massacre,
became
eh?
just Reason.
Reason, yeah.
And when he became Reason, I became Nick Explicit.
Explicit, yeah.
So we kind of like did these change of personas, but
Yeah.
the same person, just more appealing to radio.
Yeah.
Because in the rap you know, in the rap industry at the time, you needed something that was intimidating. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you look at Squatter Camp, like
Yes.
Infadizzle.
Yeah.
You had Flabber.
Flabber, yeah.
Phantom Slicker before
Yeah.
he became Slicker.
Because,
Yeah.
it
So
was
you know,
different,
you had to have something that was like well thought out.
Yeah.
And so then that gave birth to Nick Explicit, and then that became the weekly wrap up.
Sure.
And that ran
Wow.
for a good 8 years with Fresh.
Wow.
But wait, this is 5FM.
Yes, this
Where's
is-
UJ?
So UJ doesn't exist yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
doesn't
So
exist
UJ
at the
doesn't
time.
exist.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
progressively, I work more, I graduate, and then the radio thing starts coming in. I'm like, yo, I want to get into radio. I want to get
Yeah.
into radio. So I have access to the program managers at 5,
Yes.
Yeah.
the station manager. I know every year, come April, new contracts.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
slip in a demo. Hey guys, what do you think? Yeah, no, we don't think you're ready. We'll think about it. And the one manager actually said to me, he says to me, why don't you go to community radio station? And this wasn't the birth of UJ yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says to me, go to a community radio station, brush up on your skills, and see if they can give you some airtime, and then we'll see if we can incorporate you. And I was like, okay, sharp. So
Isn't that, sorry Nick, isn't that sort of like a bit of a, and I don't mean any disrespect to community radio stations, because I know they're big now even.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the sort of like a take back a bit?
remember, I was a contributor on Fresh's show. I wasn't a
had your
host.
own
I
show.
wasn't doing my
Okay,
own
had-
show.
okay, yeah, and it wasn't easy for you to
And
just
you know,
jump.
when you say community radio station, I don't know why I didn't think of this. I actually did community radio.
See?
They're big.
Yes,
And a lot of the talent,
Yeah.
a lot of the talent
Talent
comes from
Yes.
that. So I kind of like dab in community radio stations here or there. It doesn't quite work out.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the 7th year or the 6th year of working with Fresh. They had renewed my contract, and managers had changed. And I remember Fresh, I was chatting to Fresh, and I was like, yo, I need to get into something. And Bay, who's now my ex, was the one.
I wanted to ask you about that. You
And
kept referring
she's,
to
yeah,
Bay.
also baby mama. Also baby mama. But you
She
know,
contributed.
we are,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
we're not together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we share a child, and we still get
Oh,
along,
that's
and
beautiful.
it's a good friendship that we have going.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was the one who didn't only suggest Nick Explicit, but she also said to me, I was listening to UJFM, and the drive presenter, this guy called Nick Cruz, was leaving.
Sure.
And she says to me, I think you should apply.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, but do they take people who are not students? And she
Yeah, I
was
wanted
like,
to
I'm
ask
sure they
you,
do.
do they
So
take... yeah.
UJ had a different approach to all the other campus
Yeah.
radio stations. UJ was like, if you can, you know, we'll hire a certain quota from outside
Oh.
and have inside
Balance
because
inside.
because of exams and semesters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Students can't always commit to.
Yeah.
To run
So radio
the
show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the big shows were run by presenters who were not necessarily UJ or UJ alumni, as they would call them.
Okay, yeah.
So I sent through my demo, and I think to myself, okay, cool. I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
We enter the following year. I think I sent my demo in November. We entered the following year. Nothing's happening. Then around March, she says to me, "Have you heard from them?" And I said, "No." I said, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send a message." And I sent a message to I think it was the program manager, Natasha, at the time. I said, "Hi, Natasha. Just following up. I submitted my demo. I see you guys are having auditions. Do I need to come through?" And she says to me, "No. You're one of the finalists. You're good. Don't
Sure.
stress. We'll contact you when the time is relevant." Not realizing the caliber of presenters that they were taking on. So at that time, they had a drive presenter who was on the verge of leaving to join Y, Lusky.
Okay.
So Lusky had been moving from UJ to Y.
Okay.
And I think today he's at Power. So while he was busy making this move, she says to me, Drive has come available. And I remember attending the meeting when we were all there. And who do I run into? Hulusani there.
Oh.
Hulusani
Ravele.
Ravele. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So she was now getting
She
into
was,
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CC by then
Yes.
also, yeah.
But she then changed over and started becoming Hulusani now.
Oh yeah, CC was Yo TV days.
So she she does the weekend show, and then
Yeah.
Natasha asked me, "Can you do Drive?" And I said, "I would love to do Drive." So I jump onto Drive, and we had so much fun. And I remember in this first span of 6 months when I had joined, the Radio Awards came up.
Sure.
We submitted for Radio Awards, and I was like, okay, whatever happens, whatever happens. And I get nominated. So we get nominated. This was the first 2 nominations. So we get nominated Best Drive Show, Best Drive Presenter.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, cool. We get to these awards, and these awards are normally filled with just radio presenters.
Yeah.
So you get to see your Alex J's, you get to see, Anele. And this is like the mecca of radio.
Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that you like grew up listening to, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, and I was excited, and I meet this person, and I meet that person. So anyway, awards happen. I don't win.
Sure.
So I'm like, and I was really disappointed because I felt like I wanted to
You
win.
deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's fine. So I think a month or 2 goes by, and then I get a call from Ravi from 947.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm still at 5 doing the weekly wrap up.
Sure.
With
Okay.
Fresh.
I'm at
Yeah.
UJ doing the drive time show.
Yeah.
Still got the property thing.
Yeah.
I've now graduated and I'm just freelancing as a designer and copywriter and everything else. So I'm just doing
What did you
freelance work.
graduate in?
Multimedia, which is marketing, advertising, and design.
Okay.
So web development, all of the usual stuff.
Yeah.
So predominantly print media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not bored at this time. You're
No,
just
he's
having
not.
the
He's
life-
I'm trying to.
time of your life.
I'm trying to, keep everything going.
yeah.
And so while this is happening, Ravi reaches out,
Yeah.
and I remember he was like, "Hey, listen, would really be interested in meeting with you. Are you free?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I replied, and he was like, "Okay, come in." So we have a meeting. Ravi and I have a sit down. And from the minute I walked in, I remember I was working at the SABC already.
Yeah.
Now, the SABC is, it's wonderful place of creatives, but they're all individuals. So you never run into each other. You never see each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's their own entity.
Yeah.
When I got here, I met a couple of the presenters that I'd known. I met Tolly B.
Oh, okay.
And when I met Tolly B, I said to him,
I love Tolly B. Yeah.
I said, I'm such a huge fan of yours since the
I'm-
days of
I-
YFM.
Yeah.
And
he was on Metro Zone.
no, he went from Y to here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he was doing 12 to 3 here.
Oh, yeah.
So I met him and I was like, huge fan of yours, love your stuff. And I was like, listen to you at Y and whatever. And he was like, well, do you listen to me on 947? And I was like, well, I will now.
Does he still have a show?
No. He's now he's at Power.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they say, he says to me, Ravi says to me, listen, try weekends, overnights, tell me if you like it, and if you do, then we'll discuss it from this. So like the first couple of shows I did was 1 to 4 in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
And I said to him, but do I have to give up campus? He says, no, absolutely not. He says, carry on with campus, do your campus thing. I don't mind. I think it's better for you because you get the hours in and you get less time away from the mic is not always good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But tell me, are you managing time
Yeah.
with all of this?
Everything is set in its. So
Okay.
Fridays would be dedicated for recording the wrap up, and I knew all the news
it
would
was
be in.
pre-recorded.
Yes.
Okay.
So everything would arrive. By 12 o'clock, I'm sitting with the producer. We're recording for Fresh. We're done by 1. 1 o'clock, I'm at UJ. We're finishing final
He's
prep for
busy.
Drive.
Yeah.
At 6, then we
So
carry on.
you don't have time to linger around.
No. So it's all work. It's literally driving here work, driving there work, driving here work. And so while this was happening, we remained on the drive show, and the Oscar incident happens. The Valentine's Day shot the girlfriend.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I remember my news.
This is 2014.
13.
2013.
Yeah.
So I remember my newsreader was a law student.
Yeah.
His name was Stephen. And I said to him, Stephen, they're using all of these words, that we don't know, dolces eventualis and whatnot and Latin. I said, why don't we introduce a feature on the show? It can be 10 minutes, it can be 15 minutes. You give us a breakdown because this was the biggest, this was our OJ.
Yeah. This was,
Yeah.
This is our OJ.
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
how
yeah.
big it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we had international media here.
Media, yeah,
And I
yeah.
said, we have to cover the story, but I want you to cover it in the most simplest form possible. He says, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we start covering it, and and then radio awards come up, and we submit that as a field reports
Yeah.
Yeah.
piece. And then once again, we repeat ourselves. We get nominated again, best drive, best presenter, all of that stuff. And then this time around, I win best drive presenter.
Wow.
So it's like a year later, and I win it, and I'm like, yeah, finally, yes,
Finally,
this
yeah.
award.
Yeah.
And now automatically you think to yourself, yo, I've won this award. This
gonna
is
get
my
break. Yeah.
this is
break.
my Grammy. This is my
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Now leading roles. I'm here leading roles.
They
That's
must
me.
be higher than I must.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part is that it didn't happen like that.
It doesn't.
You win the award, and it's like, okay,
Well done.
here's your certificate,
Congratulations.
put it up on the wall, do what you need to do. And that was it. So then there was like silence afterwards. But I was still here doing weekends and stuff like that. And I remember my big thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to win Best Breakfast.
Yeah.
Because I had won Best Drive. And by the way, when I had joined UJ, the caliber of presenters that they had pushed through their ranks was so impressive that there was no time to drop the ball. So we're talking about Tando Tabete came from there.
Yeah.
Ankle Tap was from there.
Yeah.
And he's doing breakfast now at Y.
Yeah.
Tando is, she's just moving. She's
5FM?
Yes, she's
Yeah.
about to move to 5FM. Hasn't
Oh,
quite
okay.
moved yet.
Yeah.
Apparently Sol Penduka was there.
Yeah. So was
Euphonic-
with Fresh, I think.
Yeah, Euphonic was
Traffic,
there.
yeah.
A well-known news anchor, Flo Ledwaba, was there.
Oh, yeah.
So Flo was there as well. Hulisani was there.
Yeah.
And you look at all of these guys and you think to yourself, I remember there was a girl called Mello. She went to Y and she was doing midday. There was Lusky. There was just so many good presenters.
Yeah.
And it made me go, wow. So you can't drop the ball in this place.
Yeah.
Because this is a talent place. This is the
Yeah.
place where they take talent from. So we carried on doing show. Everything was fine. And then I remember going towards. I wanted breakfast, and management said, "Look, AB DaCosta was doing breakfast. Said, look, he's still staying on, and now
Where's this? This is at
UJ.
UJ. Oh,
So now
okay.
what's happening is that we are now overlapping into the following year. Now radio awards are going to come up, and I guess my fear was, you've won Best Drive.
Yeah.
The awards are going to come again. If you don't win,
Oh.
then it's
Yeah.
you're now the
Yeah.
guy with the target on your back, because if you get nominated again,
Yeah.
you're defending your title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember telling management at the time, I said, look, I think I give Drive to someone else. Someone else can continue the reins, because I think I've done everything I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing that, the 947 says to me, we'll put you on overnights, 1 to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Weekday. So basically graveyard. And I was
Yeah,
like,
graveyard,
okay, cool.
yeah,
I said, perfect. I still get my radio hours and everything else.
Yeah.
So then that was continuing, and kept my relationship with UJ. Everything was fine. Everything was
Yeah.
good. We kept in touch.
Yeah.
And I think then towards 2019, management had changed, and new
At
management.
947.
No, at UJ.
At UJ.
But I still keep in touch. I chat to the guys, and the manager comes to me and he says to me, breakfast is coming up. I know you're at commercial. You're doing overnights. Would you be keen?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I was like, I've always wanted to do breakfast. So I went upstairs and spoke to Ravi, and I said, Ravi, I said, I'm here, and we're doing overnights and whatever. I said, but there's this opportunity
This
for
is
breakfast.
something that
Yeah.
I
For
want.
breakfast.
I
Yeah.
said, oh, by the way, so I'm doing 1 to 4, and I'm doing weekends. So I think I was doing one of the weekend shows as well.
Okay.
So it was like a 2 to 6,
Okay.
which was a Sunday. So then he says to me, okay, cool. He says, listen, I'll take you off for 1 to 4, and you can do your weekend show, and you've got my
squeeze in
blessing
your-
to do Drive.
You-
Sorry, breakfast.
breakfast.
Breakfast on UJ.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool, jump on that. And I remember telling management, I said, we're going to do the 3-year plan. I said, if in 3 years nothing happens, we
Yeah.
Yeah.
can it, we move on.
We're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start there, it's looking good, everything's fine. First year nomination, Dololo. Fine.
Those nominations story
Now,
comes
now,
back.
now by then we're sitting on, I think this is now nomination number 9 or number 8. I can't remember, because they were accumulating. And following year, okay guys, this is the year, we listen. And I remember I was working with this guy called Marshall. He would join UFM. He was doing 12 to 3.
Yeah.
We get nominated, we're excited, it's a great breakfast show, we feel like we are strong, we are there. Second year nomination, guys, we're taking it. Last time I took it on second year, Dololo again.
Doesn't happen.
Claps once and walks away. Now, keep in mind, UJ is panicking, because I said to UJ also,
3-year plan.
if I win, I'm resigning afterwards, because I'm not coming back to defend this title. I just want to win it, and I'm walking
And I'm
away.
out.
Oh, nice.
So they were
Yeah.
panicking every time. And I said, if we do it in the first year, then you're going to get me for another 3 months, then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So COVID happens, we continue doing the shows. Anyway, awards happen, we get nominated again. And while we get nominated, things start rolling here. Things start changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my program manager, Ravi, leaves. Tumelo, who used to be a former programs manager at Y, comes on board. He takes over the reins here. Tumelo, huge fan, loved his work. He would always keep in touch with me. Says to me, listen, we've got this show, and now Tando's coming here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tando's going to be doing Drive. I'm going to be, she says to me, we've got the show called Daybreak. It's 5 to 6 in the morning. It's to wake up, just before Nela in the club. I think it's a great thing for you.
Yeah.
And you can still do your Sunday show 10 to 2. And I said, okay, cool. I said, sharp, that sounds good. And I remember going to UJ, and I said, guys, my contract's coming to an end at the end of March, and I'm not renewing, unfortunately, because there's this opportunity that has come up, and I think it's time we give breakfast to someone else.
Yeah.
They said, okay, cool, fine, we respect that. Start on the new show, excited. But now we had submitted our awards for
yes.
2021.
Yes.
And those awards were happening in November. November comes, and I remember they weren't even in person because COVID said, we can't sit around. So they were virtual awards. Then I remember I think it was a Thursday or a Friday. My phone starts buzzing, and I was like, who's trying to reach me now?
Yeah.
And I see my co-host Marshall says we won, and I was like,
Wow.
I was like, my man, I was like, what did we win? Now it's November. We went to March.
We lost.
I'm thinking, okay, you won. What did you win?
What did you win? Yeah.
Then I open it and I see Best Breakfast Show.
Wow.
Okay, Nick
And
Explicit.
yes, and we won it as a team.
Wow.
So and I always said, like, I wanted to leave a legacy there because UJ was my breakthrough.
Yeah.
UJ was my home. UJ was the place that gave me the opportunity to do this. To move into commercial radio. So when I won it, it was I wanted to leave a stamp and a mark that would be there forever. So no one has won Best Breakfast and Best Drive.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we had that. But in between all of this, I mean, you look at it and say, okay, you've won 3 awards, but my total nomination list is at about 14.
Yeah.
So I've been nominated 14 times. I won 3 times. So as much as the story sounds wonderful, and it's like, yes, he's winning. If you convert my win ratio to my nomination ratio, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
It's 3 out of 14.
Yeah. Dude, Leonard.
3 out of 14.
Nick,
How many?
you do
It's
very
3 out of
well.
14.
I know, but you
So
do
that's
very
not even
well.
enough to sub.
No.
If this was an exam at varsity, you're
How
repeating
many times
semester.
did it take for Leonardo DiCaprio to win an Oscar?
Oh,
that guy was the
he had to fight a bear.
bear.
I
Literally.
mean, this man gave up his last wooden door and still didn't win an Oscar.
Let's take a break.
Are we taking another break? I'm flowing here, Webster.
We are flowing, but the time on the...
Oh, do you want to pause it and then we start immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that
All
quick.
right.
All right.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Nick is giving us this energy.
Hey.
Like, this story is so beautiful.
Why do we need a part 2 for this?
Beautiful story.
You know what,
and we
Nick?
hardly ever hear about this.
Yeah, we hardly.
We
And
never hear about the good side and the energy that you had to put into your career
Yeah.
and the will, that is driving you. The fact that whenever he wins an award, he says, I'm not here to defend it. But
Leonardo,
yeah.
like I said, Leonardo must inspire you. Honestly, he must inspire you. Yeah. All right, cool.
Yes.
Where did we leave off?
We were talking about so the win ratio.
Yeah.
The window.
So afterwards, by then, like when 947 had first come knocking with Ravi,
Yeah.
I had sat down with Fresh, and Fresh was making the transition to breakfast. So he
Yeah.
was leaving Drive to go to breakfast.
Yeah.
And he still wanted me to come across to breakfast, but then I spoke to him and I said,
This is
Fresh.
before he went to Metro, right?
Yes, this was
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
Metro.
Metro,
So
yeah.
I said to him, I said, Fresh, I said, I've got this opportunity and it's always been my dream to work on radio and be an on-air presenter.
Yeah.
I said, and it's finally flourished its way. And I said, I asked him, what do you think? And he says, take it. He says, run with it.
Yeah.
He says, you got your foot in the door. He says, run with it. And I said, okay, cool.
So
I said,
selfless.
does this mean that we are... He says, it's fine. If this is the next step in your career for growth, then let it be it. So, so we went with that.
Yeah.
I remember one thing I didn't mention was when I got my first nomination
Yeah.
for the radio awards for Best Drive on campus.
Yeah.
Fresh called me, and we were on air at 5,
Yeah.
and we were simultaneously on air at UJ.
Yeah.
And we spoke to each other,
Yeah.
and Fresh congratulated me, and I congratulated him
Him.
because he had been nominated.
Wow.
And he was talking about what a big achievement it was, and it was great to see. Look, campus and commercial don't compete with each other,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was a beautiful thing for him to say, listen, well done. Here's
Yeah.
your.
You
Still
here's your
connect with
flowers."
Fresh?
Yeah, we keep in touch. I mean,
Okay.
but the thing is, like, when some people will show you where the door is,
Yes.
and you
You need to now.
yeah.
need to walk your own path.
I don't think he ever babied me. He helped me where I needed the help, and,
Yeah.
and he's that guy who, if you need help and you get stuck and you need to know what the next step is,
I think the
Yeah.
call he made, he was in Miami.
yeah.
Actually was starting something for
Yes,
you
it
and
was.
him.
Yeah, it was,
And-
and it started something great, and
Great,
it
yeah.
started me in the radio industry,
Industry,
for
yeah.
for the love of it. But remember, those 8 years that I'm working with Fresh, I'm trying to get on air, and I'm constantly being told no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
And I always tell people, like, the journey to get on air was a journey of 8 years of no's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was
Yeah.
to tell you, this podcast will become the biggest global sensation
Yeah.
in 10 years' time, are you willing to sacrifice 10 years of your life
Doing it
doing
Doing
it?
up until that
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
But let me ask this question, Nick.
Yes.
Like the transition from where, and I'll say where we come from in those days, and how you made it with submitting and doing all of this, and actually the relevance of being on air. And actually hustling your way to get in compared to where we are at now, because now social media is like driving
Yes.
certain
Yes.
narratives and agendas
Yes, and-
for
and-
likes and views
and talent is no longer
yeah, it's no longer
skills building.
yeah, it doesn't
everything.
come in, it doesn't come in like that, where you now have to come and drop off your demo here because you want someone
And you don't have to work hard. You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
need to get likes.
Yeah.
Then you can come into
Yeah.
radio. Well, I'm not bashing other presenters.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, looking at what used to be radio
yeah
Yes.
to what is radio now.
yeah
In some spaces,
Yeah.
you thinking.
because I'm trying to understand, how do you then think or have a view on the narratives now? Because now it's all about listenerships. Do people listen to you at this time? And if you best for this, and I know even back then it would be like that, but there's a huge social media is driving this.
Yeah.
It is. Well, it depends who's running it. So back
Yeah.
in the day, we always said you had to pay your dues to get anywhere. Whether you were
Yeah.
a DJ, a rapper,
Yeah.
or a radio
Yeah.
presenter, you paid your dues.
yeah.
You came from campus, you put in the hours, and then you were good.
Yeah.
Yes, today's narrative is because you have
More
1 million
followership.
1 million
apparently.
followers.
Yes.
But the big question, and I'm yet to hear the answer for this, does that translate
To the talent.
no, not only the talent, but does that translate to the listenership?
Yeah.
Does that translate to the
quite.
sales?
Yeah.
Not quite.
And you would know this. Radio is a very intimate, personal connection.
It is.
You don't listen to a radio station because it's a radio station.
Yeah.
You listen to it because of the personality that
Of
you
course. Yes, that's
love. Listen
true.
to someone like Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
I mean, I love Glenn. Wilson B.
yeah.
These are legends who you listen because you love them.
Then,
I
yeah.
you
actually
love-
switched from Metro to
Yeah.
947 because of Fresh.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's an
Yes.
example.
Those type
Yeah.
of things.
You connect with that personality. There's something that personality gives you
Yeah.
that makes you feel like you are part of the show.
Yeah.
That makes you fall in love with them. And I guess some of the best radio presenters in the world do that because they have a personal connection. And it's not just me here asking you to read a question and I'll answer it.
Yeah.
It's me telling a story. It's me sharing an intimate and integral part of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I must say something, Nick. The way you are telling it, I'm almost like intimidated, because I'm like, wow, he is like you're saying, it's a whole personality. You
Yeah.
brought it here, like it's Nick Explicit.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it is. And
Yeah.
the thing is, for the longest time when I was chasing, the 8 years and wanting to be on air, it comes with its publicity and it comes with its fame. And you always try and remain humble in it. And
Yeah.
I guess my biggest regrets in the 8 years of, working with Fresh or getting
Yeah.
into radio is, and I do this a lot now, is living in the moment.
Ah.
And the beauty of radio is that we can't do the same link twice. We cannot pre-record it until it's perfect.
Perfect.
What I put out on air
Yeah.
is what I put out on air.
It's out.
I've told you
and-
this before.
Yeah.
Living in that
Taught me.
moment.
Yeah.
And it's taught me to
Yeah.
live in the moment and appreciate what I have right now, because
Yeah.
tomorrow, you know, it could all be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're constantly chasing the next big thing. And
Yeah.
and once you settle and you accept it, you know,
start to thrive.
I often get asked, like, so does the fame phase you? And I said, no. What I'm doing is what I've always. If you told 7-year-old me, one day you're going to be in radio and you continue, 7-year-old me would be like, but look at how we're growing up. You know, we don't have this, we don't have that. How is this even possible?
Yeah.
Versus, you know, you look back now and you say, geez, like, you know, the journey itself has been, it's been a phenomenal.
Yeah, you remind
Yeah.
me of my biggest radio person is Bob Mabena.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, every time he finished his show, he would say, God willing, we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a beautiful.
Every time he finished, I was like, God willing. So when Bob actually passed on, I was like, this guy used to actually just tell us, you know,
God
one day I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to live in the
Yes.
moment now and do it best now. But tomorrow I might not be. I might be off the mic.
And I mean, like, yeah, and Bob's a legend. I mean,
Legend,
you know, Bob's,
yeah.
you know, and you hear these guys. And one thing I always loved about Bob is there was always laughter. There was always
Yeah.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about radio is, you know, and you live in, I'll tell you right now, like, if you aspiring radio DJ, whatever it might be, live in the moment, whether
Yeah.
it's a rapper, whether it's your first gig, live in the moment. Because for me, for the longest time ever, I was chasing it. I was not, I
Living
never
in
took
the
a step back and said, look at where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was always like, what's the next best thing? What's the next
Yeah.
best thing? And you miss it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but tell me, Nick, in preparation for radio, do you ever have to pack yourself? The other parts of you saying you wake up in the morning, you're not feeling it. You're not in the space. You're not in. You actually
you
don't
do.
want to go and
You do.
cheer people
'Cause you can't
up.
be behind the
do.
mic
I'll
and-
tell you.
yeah.
I'll tell you. You do. You do.
Yes.
And
And how do you deal with it?
and this was a very, very intimate moment for me in radio. When we did the transition from me leaving UJ to join Daybreak, which was 5 to 6 in the morning,
Yeah.
the week when I had negotiated my contract and everything was fine was the day my mom fell seriously ill and she was rushed to ICU. So there was this 3-week period where she was in ICU, and I remember it being so difficult because they've already announced the new lineup. They've got this big campaign that they've ran.
Yeah.
You need to start, I think it was on a Tuesday because Monday was the public holiday.
Yeah.
You can't step back from the show because you need to be there because
Yeah.
they've announced this.
And
But
now you must pack this.
at the back of your mind, your mom's in
Is
hospital
in
in ICU,
ICU.
and you're thinking, well, how do I manage this? And the one thing it taught me is radio is my one happy place. Radio is when the mic goes on, when the timer starts for my show, I forget about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything and everything that bothers me, anything that sits at the back of my mind that might
Yeah.
throw me out, I remove it completely out of my mind and I focus on doing this. And I remember I told my managers at the time, and I told Tumelo, and Tumelo says to me, do you want some time off? And I said to Tumelo, for me, radio is my escape from all of this.
Yeah.
I said, the reality is, I said, doctors can only tell me so much.
Yeah.
And
Me
when
taking a break is not gonna.
yeah, so he said to me, okay, we'll let you remain on air. He says, but if we feel you have a meltdown, he says, please respect our decision to take you off
give
and
you
we
a
should give you
break.
some time.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, cool. And he was great. He would follow up every day. And then, unfortunately, the dreaded day came when my mom passed away. And I remember she had passed away in the early afternoon. And I told my managers once again and everything. And they said to me, do you want to take the day off tomorrow?
Sure.
And I remember sitting there and I thought to myself, I was like, what would my mom say?
Yes.
I thought to myself, what
Yeah.
would my
What
mom
would
say?
your mom actually say? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my mom would be like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like, go
Carry
do
on.
do
Go,
do
yeah.
what you're doing. What is this?
Ah.
You know, what is this? And that's what came to mind. And I remember coming on. It was a Friday show because she passed away on Thursday. And the Friday show, I remember I couldn't sleep. I got here at 3:30. The show starts at 5. All my prep was done, and I was just walking around in the building. And I remember 10 minutes before I was supposed to go on air, I had this moment of hesitance, and I was like, "Can I actually do it?" And I did it, and I did the show. And by then, by the way, I had posted on social media that my mom had passed away and everything. And
So of course now listeners are
yes, they are. They're aware of it.
Yes.
And I remember doing my first, so I did my opening link, and we usually take callers and we take voice notes, and the outpour was phenomenal
Sure.
of just people saying, listen, you know,
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for being here for us, and we understand what you've gone through, and we are here for you. And the one listener, Chris, actually had messaged me, and he said to me, you know, I had lost my sister in a car accident. I know how difficult this is.
It
And he says,
is.
but thank you
Yeah.
for being
for
here.
actually being here.
And I always say radio is the human aspect of us.
Yeah.
It's not me coming on air and telling you I have a Bentley, I live in Stain City. I don't live in Stain City. I don't have a Bentley. But it's the human aspect of me. If I make myself vulnerable to you and I show you my emotions and I show you I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like anybody else.
Yeah.
I go through the same losses any other person has gone through. I have the same difficulties.
Yeah.
You become more relatable because they know you are genuinely you. You're not a character that they put on radio, and off air you're completely different. I always say the best presenters are the presenters that are the same off air and on air.
On it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when I met Alex J. Alex
Yeah.
J off air is Alex J on air.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. Big Dog, same thing.
Same
Fresh
thing.
off air is Fresh on air. Fresh makes jokes off air. Fresh makes jokes on air.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, is that you're authentically yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And for me, like with radio, that's the one thing, you know, where you do want a pocket at the back, but at the same time, you treat it as your sanctuary and your place of
escape
happiness
place.
and your good
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what it's always been. It's always been the 7-year-old me that has dreamed to be behind the mic
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
the 7-year-old that
passion.
gets to
Yeah.
live his dream,
Yeah.
and unapologetically so.
Yeah. I think you're authentic as well, because I said, like I said when we started, that I've never actually seen you, but I've enjoyed listening.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
And I get the same thing when I now see the person and actually
And
interact
you're
with the
sitting
person.
across and the same person
Yeah.
that, you know, you hear on radio.
You'll be amazed when I showed my kids and said, "This is Anele." When they're like, now they get a different perspective. Now they really want to see,
Yeah.
and it comes. But they enjoy just listening
Yes.
to the person, and they have
Yeah.
their own mind on what
Yes.
the person looks
Yeah.
like and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, to finish off on the part, the
Yes.
DJing is it still happening?
So yes, so the DJing then picks up.
Yeah.
So what happens is that, you know, after Fresh and I, you know, part ways,
Yeah.
I think there was one more EP that I had put out just for the sake of me. It was my third EP, so I'd kind of like done 3, and I was like, you know what? And I said I'm done. And then once again, it was Baby Mama who had a conversation with me, and she says to me, I feel you're a stronger DJ than you are a rapper, because also the industry. And she says to me, I've heard you play your sets, and I think this should be you.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. Invest in a bit of gear, get a controller. So it wasn't vinyl. I mean, once again,
Yeah.
as a responsible adult who's a parent,
How old is
you
your
got
kid, by the way?
8.
Okay,
So-
I've got an 8-year-old as
So
well.
so explain to Mvazi at the time, babes, I need these turntables. They are 15,000 rand each.
Hey,
15,000. And how many do you need? Babes, but then there's also the mixer, which
Yeah.
is like 20K.
yeah,
20K.
So basically,
and
when
the
you're-
vinyls.
that's like 50K.
The whole house.
Yeah, so and what happened by then was I decided, I was like, you know what, there's these digital controllers, let me try them. So I tried them and I fell in love with it, and I was like, yo. And then slowly I started making the transition and giving the rebirth of the house, you know, the house DJ.
Yeah.
That was always in me. And the thing is, because I grew up listening to a lot of Fresh House Flavor,
Yeah,
Soul Candy, those were my favorite hits.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So electrifying, by the way.
yeah, so
Have
that's
you
what
been
I...
to Fresh Party? So electrifying.
It is. It
Very
is. I mean,
electrifying.
with the live aspect as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, it was I wanna do the DJing thing more, and
Yes.
you know, and I always say the DJing thing would have started earlier
Yeah.
than the rapper had I had the money to be a DJ earlier.
Yeah.
I only became a DJ much later, but I could always play. I just never had my own.
Yeah.
So if
yeah.
you had, I'd come, I'd mess around, we'd play, we'd have fun. But when I got my own, then it became a permanent thing.
Yeah.
And I actually started doing the series on YouTube,
Yes.
where I shoot in different locations in Joburg. It's called From Joburg with Love.
From Joburg with Love, subscribe.
Yes, and listen.
It's Nick
Yeah.
Explicit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was actually a play on the whole From Russia with Love, because where I come from, so it was from Joburg
okay.
with Love.
Yeah.
And it's different sets.
947 Joburg loves you. Or
No,
that's different.
that's
No, no, no,
different.
no.
That was different.
That's different.
Yeah. No, but we all love.
Yeah,
We
we
all
all
love.
love, yeah.
Yeah. So then that came up, and then the DJing now is in full swing. I mean, I play predominantly more now.
The pentathlete, not defined by a single strength, but the master of many. Nimble on their feet, yet rapid in their charge. With perfect precision, excellent control, and miles of range. Why be good at one thing when you can be great at 5? The MG S5.
Than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't rap anymore.
Oh, okay.
That is kind of like.
No, there's aspects of Nick that I see in my own life.
yeah.
So I started DJing about a year ago as well.
Yeah.
That's my mentor right there.
Okay.
So I started with some soul and R&B. The other day he was DJing. He's like, come up here, and I'm sitting there. He's like this, and I got into the rhythm of it. But I'll
Yeah.
get there.
Look,
Yeah.
it's a musical journey. I mean,
Yes.
you take, and I always say you take people on a musical journey, and I love to see other DJs, because I'm always curious what they play.
Yeah.
And for me, it's always been fun. So I mean now. DJing has kind of like taken the forefront, and obviously radio, and that's what I predominantly focus on, and I have lots of fun.
And did you reduce the amount of time that you spent building yourself, skilling yourself up?
You space it out. So when you have the time, and I mean Webster will tell you this.
Yeah.
A 30-minute set
Yeah.
takes about an hour to compile.
Okay.
Because what happens is you're picking the songs that you want to
yeah.
play, and especially when you're submitting for radio mixes and stuff for Saturday night shows, you mix. Okay, I'm gonna start with this shot. Okay, I'm gonna but wait, I've got this song. Let me put this song here. Okay, no, I like this one here. And then all of my mixes are recorded live.
Yeah.
So if it's a 30-minute mix, it's 30 minutes of me standing there and mixing it live.
Wow.
And and I always say the compiling and the journey and the beauty of music is, you might not see it, but whatever you feel comes through your songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I
That's true.
when I was in a loving mood. Here you are playing songs that have got love in it. You're playing Nora and Pure, Come With Me.
That's when you break up now. Some
Hey,
songs.
you start playing the stuff that's like, hey. So yeah, so for
Break
me,
my heart.
yeah, but so it's all mainly house, but it takes that musical journey, and that's the beauty of it. So music is in itself like it'll always be a part of me, and I enjoy it, man.
Yeah. And how has technology affected you and upgraded what you used to do manually compared to how you actually do it now with technology and all?
Some might say it's bad. I beg to differ, because now you've got acapellas of songs, you've got what we call stems of songs. So it allows you to be more creative. You can do so much more, but you can't be lazy in that space, because you can literally, take one vocal and put it on another song, and it sounds different while mixing in another song. So the beauty of technology is that it's allowed me to do that. For example, the controller that I use it consists of 4 decks.
Oh, okay.
So at any given time, I'm using 4 decks, because I've got an acapella, I've got this, and there's always something that's coming in somewhere that and technologically, it basically takes what would be this big and makes it this big. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Would you ever, I mean, before we go to some fun stuff that I'm going to ask you, would you ever, or do you ever still have relations in back home in Russia?
No, whatsoever. I do have relations with UJ though. I do mentor the next batch of. No, Russia. No.
So you don't go to Russia?
No, not at all.
Do you know how to speak Russian?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
And don't you miss?
I speak with my siblings. So so I do speak with my siblings. Yeah, we do still speak our home language, and
Do you teach your child?
basic words here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here and there. So
That's beautiful.
so yeah, but the UJ thing,
Yes.
I do have a relationship with UJ FM,
Yes.
and I basically assist and I mentor the next batch of of presenters, yes.
Yeah.
So I give back my time because for me, and I always say this, UJ will always be home, and UJ is what gave me my big break, and I'll eternally be grateful to my managers. But at the same time, I want to build the next Nick, the next person who can come up and because one day this is, you know, it's all going to come to an end, and hopefully our kids have got good presenters that they can listen to.
Yeah,
course.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
Nick, just before you go into the fun
All
stuff,
right.
property.
Yeah.
Where are we at this point?
We're still there, still managing, still, you know, it's a machine.
The same.
Same.
Okay.
The portfolio's grown a bit. It's kind of like it's kept itself going.
Yeah.
You know, it's self-managed. You just got to look after it, and it's. I always describe it like property is like a garden.
Yeah.
You got to trim the grass when it needs to be trimmed.
Yeah.
The branches, the leaves, sweep it up, and it keeps itself.
But Nick, you love working. Generally, you just love doing something.
I-
Is it?
Yes, but then I also don't like starving. So I think
Thank
that's
you.
more important.
The money, the capital.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Yes.
it's never been about the money. The money, it's
Yeah.
never. It's about. I always say it's about the happiness to do what you want to do,
Yes.
and from one parent to another, it's making sure that your kids don't have the same life that you had growing up, that they see
That's
better.
true.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, that's the big thing for me.
And that's how it needs to go. All right, cool. Nick, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you some Webster teams names this fire questions.
Alright.
There's one question that you didn't ask me.
Yeah.
Okay.
What career or where would he be if it wasn't?
Yeah, if it wasn't for it. So if
What
you were
would-
not here and everything you do, what would
Yeah.
Music, multimedia. If you were not in the space.
So two.
Yeah.
One would probably be, and this is weird because I really have this obsession and this love for climatology and geography. So I'd probably be a geologist,
Yo,
probably
okay.
like studying rocks
Sure.
somewhere. I know.
That's
I know.
in
A
some
DJ.
mind somewhere.
DJ. No,
Gonna
not
put
in the
this away.
mind.
What? Okay.
Um,
Wearing a white coat and
Yes, and then being that guy who runs into a storm with a. This is a category 4 storm. So that
I like it.
law. Law has always like been that thing that I've wanted to
okay.
Okay.
to pursue, which by the way, which I'm still planning to do as well. So
Sure.
Oh.
Okay.
so yeah, I feel like you need a new beast to tame, and even if I never become a lawyer,
Yeah.
the whole idea is I always say like learning is such an important aspect. No matter what your age
That's
is,
true.
it's such a beautiful thing to learn something new.
Yeah.
At this stage, you win a lot
I
of
actually want to do
conferences.
psychology.
There we go, psychology. Look at that.
I'm
Yes.
done, when I'm done with my postgrad,
Yeah.
I want
You and I
to-
can work together because
Yeah.
then when the clients come, I can be like, just do a mental assessment.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have money. He doesn't have money. Okay, no, sorry, I'm fully booked. Can't help.
All right, let's get into this. So, Nick,
Oh, Nick.
you have to say the first thing that comes into your mind.
Yes.
All right?
Mhm.
Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
All right, 5 to 6. If you weren't in media or music, what would you be doing right now? I
He
think
did
you
say.
jumped on
Yeah,
that.
he
All
did.
right. Hip hop or house? What's on repeat
Both.
right now?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Have to have both. Can I make
He
it
had
One must
both.
go.
No, but he
Both.
had both.
Both.
But one must go right now.
Even
They're gonna so hate me.
Yeah.
House. I'm keeping house.
You're keeping house.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Askis Murapas.
All right. Favorite Joburg hangout spot?
Anywhere that's outdoor.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing
So
specific.
anywhere
Nothing
that's
at the
outdoor.
moment where you're like,
There's a new place that I discovered in Santon called Kwaledi. They're very nice.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but then that's also because I play there.
Oh,
Are we going after this?
we can go there.
I'm managing the gig. Yeah. But yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, that would be a vibe. Yeah.
I discovered a place called Untitled Basement. It's in Braamfontein.
Hey. Listen, you tell him. Rob, aye man.
All right.
And the name is too catchy.
Best piece of advice you've ever received?
Geez, there was. This is something Fresh told me. Be so good at what you do, people are willing to pay you to do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
I heard that.
Be so good at what you do,
Yeah.
people
People
are
must-
willing to pay to
People-
see you do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That.
Simple. I've heard it. Yeah.
And I love
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right. Last one. Finish this sentence. In 5 years, Nick Explicit will be.
Ideally, somewhere on a beach. Somewhere on a beach.
And love life.
Yeah, there's Bay, there's Bay, there's Bay, yeah, there's a Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's someone, yeah.
And that's
I don't have saying
that's it,
bays.
yeah.
I'm like, is that
No,
bays?
no.
Like, this bay? Oh,
There's someone, yeah, there is someone, yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
So there's someone, yeah.
Nick, thank you so much.
Guys, thank you so
Yo,
much for
I
being
really appreciate it, eh?
You know,
Wow.
and I love what you guys do because, you know, without taking a shot at anybody who does this podcast space, I feel like we're in an era where we have to say something obnoxious and something rude to get the views and the numbers, and we forget the good that can come from a place like this. And I say good in the sense that, you know, you guys could inspire the next podcasters. I could inspire the next radio DJ. You know, it's so good to be on a platform where we celebrate what we've achieved.
Yes.
And we don't have to do it at the expense of someone else.
Yes,
Nick,
and
I'll
also
tell-
positivity.
Yes.
You know, it's very important that even when everything looks rotten,
Yes.
we remember that there is the good, and that good can actually inspire others.
And
you
I
know?
mean,
and the fact that I'm actually inspired by your story. The fact that you had to make sure, like you had to push and keep pushing. And realizing that, wow, I have come this far, you know. It's not an easy thing. I didn't have the ambition growing up. The ambition was just to say I must get out of the village, you know. But it was never as driven.
No, but no. But your story is you needed to get out of the village. I needed to get out of the ghetto where drugs and acceptance of the way you live is the standard of living. I needed to get out of that. So I mean, that's ambition on itself. I mean, the fact that you're willing to, you know, put yourself from take you out of your comfort zone to something completely different and not know what's going to happen. I think, you know, that's a beautiful thing. And it's not, I'll always tell you, it's not an easy journey.
It's not. No,
You
it's
know,
not
there's a lot of people that I know that, you know, chose the easy way out, and they remained, and they chose that. You know, I always say no matter how many times people say no, if you're persistent enough,
one day
there will be a yes. We never talk about the failures. You know, we need to talk about the failures. You know, I've read a lot of motivational books. I'm so great. Yes, you are. But tell me, how many times did you fail? Did you fail? How many times was it?
Was it hard? How many times did you cry and say, wow, I want this, but I'm not
and you
getting
wanted,
it?
yes. I mean, you know, with the music as well. You know, there was times where music wasn't played on radio. I relied on selling CDs. I relied on selling copies. I never made my millions off of music. But it was the drive and it was the ambition, knowing that it will get me a step further to something else. And then that's the beauty. But thank you guys. I mean, I really enjoyed this.
You know, Nick, we always say it on our podcast. So we met in a bus going to camp. We were camping and we clicked and became friends. And when we came back, I said to him, we're going to do a podcast. And he literally just said yes. 2 weeks later,
we were up and running.
When she called me, I called him and I said, hey, dude, I need someone to come produce this thing. I need a platform somewhere. And he said, oh, okay, I'm willing. I call her and we just kick off this thing. So
but
that's how it goes.
But here's the thing, Nick. When we started this, we said our main focus is telling the good stories. And that would always be our main focus. It's either we are teaching or we are telling the good stories.
Story about it,
so that we, you know, we've got so many others that are doing the other side, which is okay. But we need to tell the good stories.
No, you have to, because you know there's a lot of good to be told. And I mean, as South Africans, we are so resilient. I mean, they always throw that term around. We're resilient. There's no shedding, you're resilient. There's no water, resilient. We are raising the VAT. It's fine, you're resilient. You are resilient. So and the thing, and you know, one thing I gotta say, what we can't take away from this beautiful country of ours is that we take nothing seriously, guys. We are a bunch of clowns and jokers who joke about everything.
Very happy.
I remember when I think it was Russia and Ukraine war happened, and I think it was Minister Kwaledi was like, no, we are against this war, and everybody on Twitter was like, yay! Yay! Have you seen Uncle Putin? We're not playing games there.
Who's we?
You are alone.
Yeah, and that's us. We're a bunch of jokers. We never take anything seriously. And I'm so happy we always find the laughter and the fun in everything. And we make fun of ourselves and even the rap thing, that was just making fun of each other. That's all that it was.
Can you give us a line?
I don't give any lines. I gave you two.
Ah,
I gave you two. Guys, you know, I haven't rapped in years. And I was actually driving here and I'm thinking, they can probably ask me to rap and I can't think of anything.
Just one. I'm sure he can give us just one.
There's 947. There's a lot of
Oh,
writings.
there's something.
I mean, you inspire.
We can do one.
Fresh.
Conversations with Kim. Conversations with Kim and Kwaledi.
Kwaledi.
Oh, can we not like you? I need time for this, guys. Now you're gonna hear me rapping. You're like, they didn't really find stuff. This is the rap. I've heard Reason, and now this guy here.
No, Nick,
Reason
no.
doesn't play house. I do.
And remember he said about when he was in studio, he heard the worst raps. Now he's thinking, ish.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't tell a lie, but yeah.
So yeah,
I'm so fun, and I
thank
like
you,
it.
thank you guys, and
thank
yeah,
you.
listen, and I'll tell you, word of advice to anybody out there:
Yeah.
continue on your journey.
Thank you.
You know, don't. There's gonna be obstacles. There's gonna be rainy days. There's gonna be muddy days. You know what? It will eventually work itself out.
Yeah.
Just don't give up.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're
So-
speaking to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak to all of us. All right.
We are not giving up.
We are not giving up.
This has been so interesting,
Yeah.
so beautiful,
Yeah, I
so
love it.
inspiring.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you, Nick.
Thank
and
you.
947.
Seven for
And-
allowing us to come here.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And
Yeah.
thank you to Webster.
Thank you, Ebsa.
Mokgotsi,
Yeah.
out.
We're out.